And we're going to begin that by thinking about having our elbows be so heavy that our wrists tend to float up. From our wrists floating up, we want to drop our shoulder blades, remembering that down in the back. We're going to have that cause our hands to come up nice and relaxed. From here, we're going to begin articulating through all of our joints, beginning with the fingers. We want the biggest circles we can through our fingers. We want those fingers to go from there right into our wrists as we begin to circle the wrists. From the wrists, we want to turn into the elbows. From the elbows, we want to move up into the shoulders. After we've taken those shoulders as far as we can in this direction, we'd like to switch direction. Sometimes we find we have greater movement in a different direction. That's completely normal. Again, now here's the trick. If we're going to keep that breathing, it's important when we're shrugging our shoulders that we're not bringing our shoulders up, but that we're bringing our elbows up while keeping our shoulders down. Long, slow breath. Now we're going to take the arms out of it, and this time we will shrug the shoulders up and back and forward and around without the weight of the arms in them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one arm at a time, and we're going to pull it all the way across the front of the body, turning your palm so that the pinky's headed the other direction, and that's going to open up underneath that rib cage and in the back of that shoulder blade, and we're going to try and take a breath into that area, and then we'll relax, and we'll do that on the other side. Rotate and open up your back and shoulder blade, breathing and relaxing. One more each side. And then the other side. Relaxing. And so we're bringing those elbows forward and backward, moving those shoulders as much as we can, almost folding our shoulder line back and forth. From there, we'll pull the shoulders back, we'll set the shoulders down, and leaving the shoulders back there, we're going to move up into our uppermost vertebrae, and we're going to try and get some movement in this uppermost part of our neck. We're going to do that by both pushing our head back and then bringing that chin down and up, doing our best to feel some very small movements in the neck. After doing that, we're going to level out our head. We're going to turn the chin left and right. From turning the chin left and right, we're going to recenter up our head, and we're going to bring our ear down to our shoulder. Again, moving our neck and our uppermost vertebrae in all the directions that they can. We'll then level out the head, and while keeping that breathing posture throughout our torso, keeping our shoulders level, we're going to take our head on a small circle, moving it gradually into the biggest circle we can take with our head, while doing our best to keep our shoulders and our head level. We'll come back to the center, and we'll switch direction. After switching direction, we'll come back to the center. We're going to hold our head still looking forward. We're going to hold our hips looking forward. And we're just going to turn our shoulder line, trying to get as much movement in our upper and mid back as we can. Once we've taken our shoulders as far as they'll go, we'll go ahead and allow our head to turn. From turning the head, we'll relax the hips. And we'll just let everything twist. If it's comfortable enough for you, you can close your eyes during this part. And just wring out our spine while paying attention to our balance. While we twist, we'd like to keep our balance centered between both legs. We'll slow it all down, we'll come back to the center, and from here we're going to isolate our ribs and do for our ribs what we did for our head and neck. Keep the hips still and bring the ribs on a nice slow circle. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't move very far at first. We all have this range of motion. We just seldom ask our body for this range of motion. And that's one of those things. Bring it back to the center, switch direction, move the ribs around into the circle and the other way. All we're trying to do is ask our body to engage in the range of motion that is available to us. We want to gently push against whatever range of motion we have. Bring it back to the center. If we aren't pushing against our range of motion is beginning to encroach upon us. So this is just one way of taking an inventory and going all the way through the body to ensure that we have our range of motion and that we maximize the range of motion that we have. Once we've worked on the ribs, we're going to go to the hips, and we're moving those hips, Nice big circle. First one direction, then somewhere along the way, just switch and take it back the other direction. Good. We'll bring that all back to the center. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our attention down to our feet, and we're going to pay attention to our balance for a moment. We're going to do our best to counterbalance our hips with our shoulders. So as our hips move to the right or the left, depending upon how you're looking at it, we want our shoulders to go the other direction. I want you to pretend as if we're standing on two different scales, one foot on a scale here, one foot on a scale here, and our goal is to keep the weight on each scale the same. Hips go one way, shoulders go the other way. Hips begin to move forward, shoulders begin to move back. And our whole goal is to keep our weight centered as we go around. Not only do we get to work on our balance, we get to work on our overall mobility here. We'll bring it all back to the center. Again, not worrying about how far we can go, just enjoying whatever our body can do today. Now we're going to circle the other way, counterbalancing with the shoulders. As far as we can go in every direction, we'll center back up. And now it's time to both open up our hips and kind of sneak up on some balance work. So let's begin by sliding our weight all the way over to that left leg, making certain that that left knee is still bent. Head is over the shoulders, shoulders are over the hips are over the leg. From here, we're going to say that we've emptied the right leg. It has no weight left on it. And so we're going to take a nice big circle, bringing that knee up and around, opening up the hip, flexing the foot, placing the foot on the floor. Then we're going to shift all of our weight over the right leg, sink and settle, unweight the left side, take a nice big hip opener there, and gently place the heel on the floor. Again, moving over to the left, emptying the right, circling the hip, flexing the foot, placing it on the floor. The goal is to have the biggest circle we can and the softest landing. Once we've done a few of those, we're going to slide all of our weight over to that left side one more time. We're going to crunch to bring our knee up to the center, use our abdomen to feel like we brought our knee up, stabilize over the support leg, keep this knee still, and we're going to do our best to stir the bottom of that leg. While stirring the bottom of the leg, we want to both point and flex the ankle. Let's switch direction. And then again, we'll flex the foot, place the heel on the floor where we intend, move our weight through the center, all the way over to the right leg, empty the left, crunch with the abdomen, and stir the bottom of that left leg in one direction, pointing and flexing the ankle, switch direction, watching our balance, and stabilizing, flexing the foot, placing the foot on the floor, and bringing it all back to the center. From there, we're going to take a moment, we're going to bring both feet close together. We've gone into the hips, now we're going to slide down to the knees, and we're going to do that by sliding down to our knees, using our hands to warm up the outside of those knees as we do a few forward knee bends. Getting as much snap, crackle, pop as we can out of our knees. We're going to stabilize in the middle, and we're going to take our knees on a small circle, just enough to feel our ankles and our hips moving along with the knees. We'll switch direction. We'll take that the other way. And then we're going to stabilize here in the middle, and we're going to take a moment to strengthen our back and work on our posterior chain. So we're going to drop our shoulders, we're going to reach our hands out, so we're straight from hip to fingertip. While keeping our back as straight as we can, we're going to hinge at the waist, moving our hips backward to keep balanced over the center of our feet until we have to fold over our knees, potentially brushing the floor, bringing our hands to our legs for support, and coming up slowly. I'll do that one more time sideways so you can see it from an angle. We're here, body's upright, we'd like to stay lifted out of that sternum. Sink down while still lifting out of the sternum. Drop shoulders to keep the back straight from hip to fingertip. Hinge at the waist while moving the hips backward to support our balance as it comes forward. Then we'll eventually fold over the legs, brush the floor, use our hands to come up on the legs, and support ourselves on our way back up. From there, we'll come back to the center. We're going to be very deliberate about the process of moving our weight onto the right leg and opening with the left. Then we'll shift all of the weight onto the left, underneath the right, and circle that ankle, knee, and hip from here. Switch direction. Bring it back up, flex the foot, set it down, choose to move our weight over to this side, sinking down on the right, lifting out of the left, and circling that side, and switching direction. From here, pick it up, set it down. Let's refine that initial balanced position. Feet shoulder width. Knees are bent and moved outward. Front of that pelvis is pulled up by activating the low abdomen. Sternum, we're lifting up out of that sternum. Shoulders are set back. Head is pulled back. We're going to take a nice deep breath together, relaxing in place. One more. Hold gently, feel your heartbeat, and then exhale slowly. Thank you for joining us for the very first in our series of home instructional videos. Our goal here is to give you something, again, that everybody can do. This will maximize the oxygenation and the circulation throughout your body. This is an excellent way to start your day. It's also a great way to start any activity. It's one of the things that we do at the beginning of many different classes here, and we encourage you to try it at home and incorporate it into your day-to-day routine so that you can maximize your body's ability to both stay healthy and be functional. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you again soon.